I think Chad was in there.
Yeah.
The Whiskey Bros. Your source
and Chad
for
knows.
whiskey, wine,
Okay, I'll brag a little
everything
bit about
fine.
Chad. But, hey, we got the Jets.
What?
Oh, we're going?
We're going.
Oh.
Number
Okay.
40. Number
Well.
40.
Number 40.
Yep. 4-0.
I know. In that case, I'll start bragging on Chad Lent, our dentist. And
Was he in your mouth recently?
no, he was not. That's me and dentist.
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, that's a complicated.
Dog don't believe in dentists.
Yes, I do. I don't know how I feel about them just yet. But Chad Lent is a friend. And
Just the other day, you were
respected-
saying how they weren't really doctors and all that.
Jesus, I did not.
Shots fired.
Wow. You just made me actually curse on. Okay. Back to Chad Lent.
Yes.
So we had Whiskey Club and she sampled, she being the new manager.
What's her
at
name?
Trinity Street. Oh, man. I just knew you were going to ask that.
I haven't darkened the doorway in that place in I don't even know
Really?
how long. Yeah.
Oh man, it was a great whiskey club, but we had to guess the selections, and basically we got a blank sheet. There were 5 selections, and we had to try to guess them. And 2 people in the place got a selection correct, and Chad was one of them. So the guy knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I think Rambo got one of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
He did. He was the other guy.
What were the selections?
I want to say we started with like a Wooford Reserve.
Wooford.
I mean, Woodford Reserve.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah,
Man, give me some of that
out.
Wooford.
Yeah, gives a whoop.
Strawberry seltzer is going to his head.
Why do I detect race in your comment?
This is alcoholic. I thought this was just sparkling water.
A little Topo Chico?
A little
Hard
Topo.
seltzer?
Yeah.
Is that what you told the officer too?
Yeah.
I thought.
Man, it's Topo Chico. Don't you know? It's hydrating. No alcohol in here.
Yeah, I don't even remember what all it was. It was
Yeah.
stuff that we've had before, but except that Wooford. I never had that before. But
Oh, they had a Michter's rye on there.
yeah, I think that's the one he got. Rambo.
Yeah.
Did they have a? No, I was going to say maybe 4 rows. I don't.
It's been long
remember.
enough that
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I was just impressed that Chad got one.
Mm,
But he hasn't been in your mouth.
He hasn't.
no.
Okay. All right. Well, on today's
I
show,
can't tell you the last time a dentist has been in my mouth.
you need to change that, bro. Have those chompers checked out.
I mean, we are told that.
Yeah.
We are told that. Is it?
We are told
True?
that.
I mean, when I
Okay.
get a cavity, I want it to be fixed.
Okay, so you remember this pivotal scene in
Like Hawk Down.
in Star Wars. Yeah. And so I want to say
The original
That's
trilogy.
what I base my medical decisions on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Star
Usually.
Wars.
Yeah,
Almost
you
always.
should. And so who's the main guy?
Luke Skywalker,
No.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
No.
That's
the
the
Sith.
2 main guys.
before
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he is asking Yoda, like, okay, this grand enterprise, which is the Jedis, has in the end it done any good whatsoever? And he's like battling within himself whether he just needs to burn the Jedi trade down, as a whole, because they might not have been a net positive. And sometimes, I ask that about
So
medicine
we should
as a
burn our
business.
dentist office down.
Yeah, or
Okay.
no, you're I'm talking complex here.
I don't really know what we're talking about yet.
I was talking about cavities, man.
I'm trying to wait to.
Okay, I'll zero it in. At the end of the day, are we going to look at dentistry as it's practiced now, or even medicine as it's practiced now, and say, yeah, that's a net positive? I think probably we will.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not coming to you when I have a hurting tooth.
no, you should not.
And I'm not coming to you when I have a hole in my tooth.
No,
or
you
if I've
should go
knocked
to
a tooth.
Chad.
Yeah, there's a dentist for a
Yeah.
reason. Now,
Right.
I'm not going the 2 or 3 times a year to get my checkup because I'm just a terrible patient like that.
Yeah, you floss twice a day.
No, when I go to the dentist and they
Do you
and they
brush
ask
3 times a day?
they ask me, "Hey, when's the last time you flossed?" I was like, "Well, you should know you did it."
yeah. Well, joining us today, Carson is back with us. Our nice, beautiful guest
Thank
voice.
you for having me back.
And if it sounds like I'm hitting on you, I totally am.
Good.
Take it easy, though, listeners. He's married. Men and female listeners alike. He's married. Do you floss twice a day?
No.
Do you floss once a day?
No.
Do you
But
floss
I'm
once a
getting
week?
closer. So probably up until I started seeing Dr. Lent, I had probably flossed 10 times in my life.
Yeah.
And then I probably do like 3 or 4 times a week now.
Okay.
So I'm
That's
not
impressive.
getting it daily, but a lot more than I was. Yeah. And actually, I read some articles about the about plaque causing heart disease and stuff. I don't know if it's true, but
Is it not the other way around? Like heart disease causes plaque? I know you want the bacteria in your mouth to stay in your mouth,
Hey,
basically.
give Fire some of that.
Yeah, can I please pass me the Baker's 13?
Okay, so we have here
Yes.
Baker's 13, 107 proof,
Where's
single barrel.
Where's the what? It's right here.
Cork to that one. On the mic.
Where,
It didn't pop very well.
where's this?
Baker's is, of
It's
course, a Jim
Kentucky.
Beam product. Yes. Baker's, Knob Creek, Booker's, all Jim Beam products.
kind of looks like a Jim Beam bottle.
So it's got their the typical Jim Beam nutty peanut butter type of flavorings, I guess.
It's delicious.
Notes.
It is delicious. Cheers. Welcome back, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tink, tink, tink.
The first time we had that was for my bachelor steak night at
Yeah.
Papa's Bros Steakhouse.
Which we need to go do that again.
We really do. Have you been to Papa's Bros before?
I don't think so.
Do you like steak?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you answered that with a yes.
It's been a short night.
Well, that's all.
Wait,
folks.
didn't y'all need to have a vegan on? y'all said on one of the podcasts.
Yeah.
So
Yes, but
I
not
could
you.
pretend.
No, don't
I
pretend.
did it for 3 days. Does that count?
Don't forsake
Wow,
your own.
I'm impressed. You made it 3 days.
What? When?
I wanted to try because I tried everything. So I get curious. And so I've tried paleo, keto, and I went vegan I was going to do it for a month and I made it 3.5 days and I felt like shit. I felt sorry for the language. I felt terrible.
Don't apologize for language on here.
We always tick that
but
explicit content.
Kudos for trying something.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was healthier or
Yeah.
anything. I just wanted to see, I don't know. I just wanted to test it out.
Did you suddenly have like an onset compassion for animals and
Oh no. I was trying
You
to
just
make
wanted to
sure
see what
like
all the
I
stupid
bought as
people
many
was.
leather products as I could in the meantime to make sure at least as many animals died in the process.
okay, good.
It's but you successfully did something for 3.5 days, so kudos to you.
I don't know if it was a success. I felt
I don't either.
awful. And I don't know. I was taking iron supplements, so I don't know what I was missing from my diet.
It's meat. That's what you was
Red
missing.
meat.
But which
cow is-
specific nutrients in there? I don't know. I just know that I ate some meat and I felt so much better.
Yeah,
So,
you were missing the cow
Yep.
nutrient. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the new term, the cow nutrient. I think
Yeah,
that
we-
comes with iron.
We think we've reduced food down to a certain set of nutrients that then we can replicate.
Yeah, synthesize and manufacture it on an industrial level, and
not
guess
true.
what? We kill everybody that eats it.
Yeah, there is some. There's not some element. There are massive elements to food that we don't yet understand, and how we relate to food as people. I was actually just writing about this, and food kind of has two dialectic essential parts, and one of it is it's fuel, and so it fuels the body and the brain, and then the other part is it fuels the mind. Okay, or it provides comfort for the mind, and yeah, like meat is so important for reasons we can't explain.
Yeah, we wonder why we have a mental illness epidemic is because we're eating nothing but trans fats, processed, industrialized ingredients, and the government tells you how to live your life.
Right, and we just hand out food complexes, just like they're going out of business. I don't mean that lightly because there's a big business around giving people food complexes.
I'm glad you brought up vegans.
Yeah,
Let's talk about vegan leather.
Like we don't ever talk about them unless
Is that-
it's
is
cool
that-
to
isn't
talk
that an
about something.
oxymoron?
is it pleather?
It is an oxymoron. I don't know what exactly it is. I don't think it's pleather. I think pleather has been around a lot longer than vegan leather. But like Tesla uses vegan leather. I think Lincoln is now using vegan leather. Hyundai is just.
So it's just
synthetic leather.
It is synthetic
Synthetic.
leather, but I'm going to ask the question of like, the animal is still dying and getting processed for food consumption. Why are we letting that hide go to waste in lieu of vegan leather?
Well, we're not.
Very
Does it
good
get wasted,
question.
or do they just grind it up with the other parts nobody likes and put it in your hot dog?
That's
That
true.
could also be. That could also be the case. Yes. If you notice, your hot dogs have gotten a little tougher over the years. Blame it on vegan leather. That's what I was wondering about, though. I'm like,
Okay, podcast name.
the idea is not to waste. I mean, if we are having to kill a species for consumption, the idea is not to waste anything, and we typically don't. Like the glue is made from hooves and calcified parts of their body.
Yeah.
And then you've had leather forever. So why all of a sudden do we need vegan leather?
Here's how the educated vegan responds: the goal is not to kill animals for food.
Sorry about your luck.
I think it's more like,
The goal is not to kill animals.
Oh my God.
So like what happens is the animals, they feel pain.
yeah, you got to say like at least 15 times in your
And like
sentence.
they don't want to die to feed you.
Well, there's now studies, I think, too, that, lettuce and plants also have some sort of
That is true.
sensitivity to touch.
Onions
and
scream when you pull them out of their.
They do. They do. Well, if you talk to a homeboy about it, he's always going to the grocery store saying Kel is full of shit or something like that. That's just
Yeah.
what's that dude's name? He's like the
Yeah,
main
Joe
meat eater.
Saladin.
Yeah, if you ask him, all vegetables are terrible because
Redefining
they
farming practices.
they all have a defense mechanism and
Oh, no, you're talking about Paul Saladino.
yeah,
The
that's
carnivore
right.
code.
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it hinges on the idea that some things want to be eaten to transfer their seeds and other things do not. And perhaps the things do not give us some sort of toxin.
Could you imagine that? Like being born into a world and divine voice is like, my son, you have been born to be eaten.
Yeah. If that's
Spread thy seed and be eaten.
if that's how you spread your
Okay.
species.
You got it.
Yeah. So fruit has a seed in it.
Yeah.
You eat the fruit, you shat the seed.
I'm just saying, out of all the animals on the world, the ones that you wouldn't mess with because you're scared are all meat eaters.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Savage.
Just saying.
So that's tonight's podcast name. Plants have feelings too.
Plants have feelings too.
Yes. I like it.
The Worms Life Matter podcast that we did. I don't know what we do to replicate that, but that is now number 2. It has moved all the way.
It's probably not because of the name, surely. I don't even.
No.
Did we have
I don't
anybody
know.
on for that?
I don't think so. I think it was just us, and we were kind of half lit.
I was going to say,
when we made it.
were we
Wasn't that
drunk?
after a night of drinking?
It could have been.
We came.
We just came up here.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, we're like, hey, let's go do a podcast. I think it was a Saturday night too.
might have
It tells you what our audience
I
likes.
think it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Is that the one where y'all were talking shit about tacos and
I don't even remember.
Jack in the Box
I don't know.
tacos?
We are 40
No, that
deep,
was-
so that's all of them. We talk shit about Jack in the Box tacos.
As we're eating Jack in the Box
There was one where y'all were
tacos,
eating
though.
Jack in the Box tacos after you
Maybe that
had
was it.
already been drinking before you started
This is
the
not
podcast.
episode. Is this episode 40?
This is
Yeah.
episode 40.
Holy shit.
40 and
Yeah, we always talk about fast
40.
food.
I never
but it's
thought I would
usually-
do 40 podcasts. I mean, I should do 40.
yeah, why not?
Wow. It's just crazy. 40, huh?
All right, we have to keep our
I didn't
audience
think
of-
I would turn 40 either. And here I
Here
am.
you are. Yeah, making
Yeah.
it thriving. Our audience of 6 depends on us to make it.
Yes.
Oh, did we grow one more since last time?
Yeah, we got another
Last Sunday was 5.
Thanks to the women.
Yeah, that's it. The whiskey babes helped that out. Are you
like
are
that?
you having some Baker's 13?
Yeah.
It is good, isn't it?
Delicious, yes.
So we're going to have a forbidden word.
What is this? No, here, forbidden words.
Well, you remember last time
It
Mr.
was a
Carson
T
was
word.
on,
Oh,
we
that's
couldn't say the T
right.
word, but
What
we
is
don't
the
have them Lord.
punishment?
Smoke wagon or smokehouse, whatever
Yeah, it's
that crap
gotta be.
is.
It's not taxes this time.
Stokers. That's the
Everybody's got
punishment.
to take a dip.
I just
of
no.
Stoker.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I won't.
I will puke.
Me too.
This podcast will be over. I will puke.
Yeah, we don't. It's got to be Smokehouse. Where the hell is that?
It's in the back there.
Oh yeah, it's
way
off
in
of the
back.
table. I don't know how that stayed on this table
It's
so long.
so bad.
It is
It's-
terrible. Okay.
Okay.
So what's the word?
What's going to
Worse
be the
than
word?
Lord.
Either the S word or the D word. It's got to be a curse word, right? Something we throw around without thinking about it.
Oh,
The
God.
word is in
Shit.
douche nozzle. That D word.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the word in case it became the word, but like damn or
That word?
shit. Yeah.
I think shit probably be better.
Yeah, shit's tough to not say.
Shit it is.
All right.
Okay, can't say it.
Here we already got 3.
Savage has spoken.
Okay, Savage has spoken. That's it. No more
Right.
S
It's
words.
too late.
I can't talk anymore. I don't have anything to say without.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. 40.
Let's
Do
try.
y'all remember that episode of South Park where they the first time they were allowed to say it,
Yes.
and then they did a counter? They said it like 100 times.
The old like Nord Vikings or something break out of Middle Earth and they're like, "You've said the word of curse." I love that show.
I know. It's people that don't watch it would think we're immature for liking it, but if you would just see the underlying message that they're trying to put out there, there's
elegant.
actually
You have to have a little bit of wisdom and maturity to get the underlying maturity of
gotta
the
get
immature
past it.
cartoon.
Just don't go into it like you're watching a cartoon.
But it was the same with Beavis and Butthead for me. As dumb kids, we're like, huh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Huh, they're stupid as shit. And you get older and you realize, no, it's Mike
Hey,
Judge's.
you just said the word. Didn't take that long.
Yeah, go get that, Doc.
Okay, grabbing it.
Told you I can't talk on here. Oh, anyways, moving on with that point. But then you get that Mike Judge is just rapping on pop culture.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go buy shot glasses just for this.
There are
new-
shot glasses out there on the.
I didn't get
No, just
Beavis and
let me pull
Butthead
it.
as much when I was
No,
younger
just
because
let
I
me
didn't
pull
watch
it.
all those MTV shows. But whenever they came back with another season in modern times, I knew what shows they were making fun of, and it was so much more entertaining because they came back with that season, I don't know, a couple years back,
No, it was just this last year.
and they would make fun of like Teen Mom and some of those other ones, and they're like making fun of Farrah, you know, the one that ended up becoming very famous. And she's like got a boob job, and she's like, get her parents like, get the frozen peas, and he's like, yeah, get those peas, don't let that baby get that food, hurry up before the baby eats it.
That's he's
All right.
about to take a pull off the bottle. He got his
Yeah, he got his topo for a chase.
yeah, his
Is it
chasers
still
in
a
place.
forbidden word after?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I don't
it's-
think so.
Oh no, I think
No,
we
I
should
think it
keep
becomes
going.
fair game.
I don't know. I think we should keep going.
It's
He might
gotta
get
stay.
drunk.
Stay for the whole.
I'm scared too. So
Everybody should be scared in this room.
okay, so that well, you decide, Savage.
I say let's go.
Okay,
At least till somebody does it 3 times.
okay.
God,
For those who don't know, this is the
I think they know.
Whistle Pig Smokestop.
it just ruins everything that I'm about to drink. After
It does
that.
because it sticks with you.
I was about to ask that. Does it suck the rest of the night?
Yes.
No, it's not as bad
I
as
guess
the
you'll
Malort.
find out.
The Malort stuck with
that's
you.
where the Malort is tolerable. The Malort is fun and tolerable.
But
Agreed.
I got to ask this:
Agreed.
how much did that cost?
Oh,
Too
it was
much.
like 60
bucks. Yeah,
is that
60
not
bucks.
insane?
for
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah,
I'd rather have a what do they call that shot with the spillage at the bar on the little rubber mat that they pour into shot
Oh,
glasses?
yeah, I
What
know.
do they call? I'd rather drink that.
The angel share, the freaking demon share.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that for sure.
Oh man. Okay, I love it.
yeah. Well, we still don't have internet.
Thanks, Ghost Bro. Wi-Fi is Wi-Fi.
God, when are we gonna fix that?
Well,
it takes
we,
us like
we got a plan. The plan is
The plan is to
I
have
don't
the
know what
plan.
the plan is,
The
but-
plan is to plan.
You don't have internet at your house?
no right
Oh,
here.
Here. Well,
Yeah.
we had it, and then T-Mobile was like, "Nah, we're tired of giving you service for your hotspot that you had to buy from us. So sorry about that."
Can you return it?
No, of course not. It's a year old, so
Of course, now we got a game plan in place, but just like typical Whiskey Bro things,
it's a great plan.
Yeah.
All right, but he doesn't. It won't matter because he doesn't even listen to these podcasts.
no.
Hey, if you are listening, Ghost Bro, call the dock line.
Yeah, call the
Five, five,
Let us know that you heard it on the
five.
show.
It doesn't work anymore either because it was an internet-based phone line. We're just screwed.
Shit.
Oh!
He did that on
Did you?
purpose.
Yeah, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
Did I?
I don't know why.
Same way
I-
we did Malork on purpose.
Yeah, but that's not.
Do I just
Malort.
love adventure?
That is not adventure. That's torture. That's not Malort either.
Maybe I'm S&M. I just like pain.
Sadomasochist.
Yes.
Tonight on the Whiskey Bros, masochism. Doc gets punished.
Not good.
Doc gets tied up and punished.
You got to regularly interact with what's bad so you can keep in mind what's good.
Contrast.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, so are we out? Well, so that's 1 and 2. So
No.
are we
3
exempted?
times for each.
What?
Yeah.
I think he's making up rules as he
think
goes.
he
What
3
is this
times.
crap?
3 times for each person.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Don't
you
be
said
scared.
3 times.
Yeah, he said 3 times in totality.
It's too late. I've
But we
already made a
didn't talk
decision.
about it.
Maybe this will clean up y'all's filthy
I
language.
know, right? That's what I'm trying to work on.
No,
Here.
we've tried. We've tried.
It's like
We ain't tried that hard.
Pavlovian psychology going on.
We're still
here.
hoping a preacher comes on.
Savage is doing this for your soul.
Yep.
He's trying to keep you
He's
on the
got
right side.
He's
Yep.
got a lot
Right
of work
path.
to do. Lots
Yeah.
of work to do. Show notes here. Will Smith is a bitch.
Yep. Speaking of,
Has Carson ever
I don't
heard?
know. I heard Carson do some skit before we actually got on air, and
Oh,
I was
with-
like,
yeah,
I
with
wish he
Chris
could
Rock's.
reproduce that.
Can
Yeah.
you?
it was his new.
That was not Will Smith. Was it Chris Rock, that did it?
Chris Rock, yeah.
Because he had the receiving end of Will
he's
Smith.
the one that got slapped.
Yeah,
It sounded funny as
it
hell.
did really.
And so I where do we find said?
I don't know.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and here's Carson with the interpretation of a black comedian.
Yes, bring it.
Yeah, just do like you did before.
At least this bit's safe to do.
Yeah, right. So they know Dave Chappelle.
He said everyone called Will Smith a bitch. His wife called him a bitch. Everyone on the talk shows called him a bitch. I'm messing it up now. He said, I called him a bitch, and 50 Cent called him a bitch. He didn't slap 50 Cent.
Oh man, that
It's
done
true.
in a white boy voice.
Yeah.
Kind of sound the same.
Yeah, I felt a little ethnicity coming through.
Have y'all noticed though that he talks different when he does stand up than when he's acting in a movie?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, I've definitely memorized all the Chris Rock classic movies because
Well,
he's
the
such a
Zebra.
thespian. But yeah, okay, the Zebra sounds like his stand up a little bit, but whenever he's on like Grown Ups and stuff, he has or what was the one where he died and then he was in the old rich white
Yeah.
dude's body?
yeah, that
Down
dude,
to earth.
That one.
Oh, I've never seen that.
He sounds so different than he
Never
does
seen
in his
that.
stand up.
Huh.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Is he a little more whitewashed in the movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, a little bit.
You can call it that.
I don't think you can. Call
Wow,
it
you just let it rip.
I did, man. That was all Smokehouse.
that. Smoke. Stop.
Whatever
Smoke
happened to
stop.
Chris Tucker? You remember that guy?
I think he's still alive.
Yeah, he did.
Rush Hour.
He did those movies,
Hour
and
1
they
and
were only
2
good
and-
because Jackie Chan's badass, and then
Well-
they didn't let him do any other movies.
He was also in The Fifth Element. Great,
Yeah.
great sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
He was the
Multipass.
an essential.
microphone guy
Yes.
or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
The DJ or whatever.
Yeah. I remember watching that as a kid, like, God, this guy's annoying.
He had the unicorn thing.
Yes.
He was reincarnated as Carlton
What?
Tucker.
What?
Never mind.
this
Y'all
like
didn't
a-
get the reference.
No.
I was trying to move us on to the next.
Explain yourself.
gracefully. Yeah, that's.
Oh,
It was just a name association thing. Dumb joke.
But psh,
yep.
You.
wow, wow, wow.
Move us on to the next what?
What are we going? We started right in the middle of that. Let's tackle Disney.
Your phone, man.
I know, dude.
sucks.
It's the 5G. No, it's the LTE because I don't have 5G.
No, it's just
oh,
your
just
phone.
switched to 5G. I know. I don't.
We tested
Oh,
it.
look.
Remember?
Now it's silent.
What did you do?
I don't know.
I know. And I'm fairly certain our listeners can't appreciate that horrible sound.
Yeah, they don't get to hear it.
Yeah.
There was a couple instances like when I had it up, if you could hear it minutely in the background, but
Yeah.
not to the point we hear it on here.
Okay, you were saying, sir.
Disney.
Disney. That's what you wrote that down.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Because we talked about talking about
Yeah,
it.
I haven't been.
I
to
walked
Disney.
in. We were talking about
I have
it.
a 5-week-old, so Disney has not crossed my list yet.
It will.
I know.
It will.
I'm waiting.
And the mouse still rules, but he only gets them for like the youngest kids, and then they get bored of him. But
Okay.
Mickey Mouse
Hey,
Clubhouse.
we're talking about
is coming
Disney
your
or
way.
Michael Jackson?
Disney.
Disney.
Both.
Oh, but yeah, I was going to say.
Michael Jackson.
What age do you think they achieve in their board of the mouse house?
It's like 2.5, and they're already
That
too old for
quick?
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because there's no plot. It's the stupidest show ever. Like when my kids
Oh,
started watching Paw Patrol, I was so excited because there's a plot, there's a good guy, there's a bad guy. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, it's just like, a bunch of people just.
That's a helicopter.
Yeah, I think they're all stoned. There's just a bunch of people just doing nothing.
Hey, Goofy,
all day.
how are you doing today?
What? Oh, okay. So I'm thinking
It's
of
just
back of
friends getting along.
Yeah, he don't know nothing about Mickey Mouse.
I don't know anything
Yeah, like
about
I said, they're stoned.
What about classic Disney cartoons though? Like you had
All
Yeah,
those
that-
are gone. Nobody watches
A little
that
more
crap.
No, we
story
do all
to
the
that.
time.
Classic ones?
Yeah, the classic Disney cartoons. You're talking about the cartoon movies, the classics?
Those,
No.
and like
No,
the
it's-
Goofy, the Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
ones, the Donald Duck.
I don't know if you consider it classic, if it's classic from when we were kids, but like
Yeah, that's
a
good
Goofy
point.
movie. Oh yeah, I watched that with the kids the other day. I still love that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Disney and movies and the song you and I were just playing, it has been 10 years since Frozen has come out, and I swear to God, it is still the prevailing sound or the
They
soundtrack.
still won't let it go.
No, it's just, they can't let it go. Like there's nothing else, and there's been several Disney movies, hot Disney movies since then.
Yeah.
But that
I feel sorry for Moana. It came out like the same year as Frozen, and it's a really good
It
movie.
really
Any
is.
other year, it would have been the best Disney movie, and it came out just at the worst time.
Yep.
The same time as Frozen.
Yep.
I haven't seen Moana.
It's
Oh,
good. It's
yeah,
got The Rock.
it's good.
The Rock. He plays
Oh.
Maui.
Yeah,
But it got
okay.
overshadowed.
Yeah.
And he raps. The Rock raps in there. How could you not watch it?
His songs are like the best.
I'm
too.
gonna have to watch it.
He's actually not a bad singer. For a
He's just good at every
wrestler.
he's kind of the jack of all trades.
But we went through a period. I was sitting around thinking about this week. We went through a period of essential Disney movies, which were badass, and they're remaking them. You know, obviously, like Aladdin being the most recent, but the Lion King before that, and then the Little Mermaid now. But it was like this period from the Little Mermaid to I probably the Lion King, where all the movies had very gripping stories. They had very gripping characters and music.
Yeah, they got better.
Yeah.
Maybe even
Yeah.
before Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Well, yes.
And
I would
before
agree.
that, they were all the same. It was all a helpless 14-year-old girl, which Snow White is 14. Don't let anybody tell you different. Yeah. That's gross, right?
Yeah, is that
true.
Yeah.
Is that not just lore? That's an actual fact.
No, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, Snow White was 14. Yeah, that's icky. But that and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, they're all the same movie. It's just a helpless woman
Right.
asleep that needs a kiss. Well, Cinderella doesn't need a kiss to wake up, but it's all the same.
Yeah.
So, you know, like what he's saying is Disney really started grappling with some very essential life themes, and that was kind of the era that we grew up in Disney. Arguably, though, Frozen onward it's just lacks any like great.
Yeah, that's
know,
what
I disagree.
You think Frozen's gripping?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So
from a thematic standpoint,
So even when they changed to like Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid, the princess is the hero, right? But
Yes.
then, and this isn't me being woke.
Okay.
Y'all know I'm not woke. But then you get finally to Frozen, and the prince is the villain. They're teaching something that's very important for your children to learn, for your girls to learn, is that he seems like a prince. He's an ass.
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah, yeah.
asshole. And it ends up being just a movie about sisters and like becoming best friends instead of her needing to find a man.
So take care
and there
of her
might be a little bit of a love interest with the other dude with Hans, but there's no.
Right.
But it's such a background thing by the end of the movie that it ends up not being about that at all.
I can't think of a single iconic Disney movie since Frozen. Like, what is there? There's the live action
Encanto.
Aladdin.
Encanto
What was that?
is iconic. It was huge.
I haven't seen it.
It's Lin-Manuel Miranda was the guy that did the music for it.
would
He
agree, by
did
the way.
Hamilton, and he's a genius.
A bit of trivia for you, and this is going to be like a stroke of lightning when it hits you, and you realize this: that the original Aladdin cartoon, the character was based off of a model of Tom Cruise, and you
Really?
can see it now, can't you?
Yeah.
You can see Tom Cruise
Wow.
in that character. Yeah.
Wow.
How about this? Do you know who does his voice?
No.
Steve from Full House.
Are you kidding
DJ's
me?
boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah. So he's on a
Wow.
podcast. You can listen to it. He's on the Nerdist talking about how he's made more money off being Aladdin than anything. And anytime they want to record a video game, they're recording studios in Hawaii, and they just call him. They're like, "Hey, can we fly you to Hawaii and like give you all this money to come record a voice for Aladdin for this video game?" He's like, "Yeah,
yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm not busy," because he's like, "If you notice, I haven't been in anything else." He's like, "So I'm like, yeah, I'll be there."
So which one was Steve? Steve was not.
DJ's boyfriend for all of Full House.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he was always over there like eating their food.
So are the subliminal messagings, are they still in the modern Disney movies?
Well, that would have been like what he was saying with Frozen, that maybe there was a subliminal message with.
Not what I'm talking about.
That's like a hidden message, like a motif. He's talking about like the whenever like in Little Mermaid,
Maybe they
the
weren't-
preacher that's marrying them at the end, he gets like a boner.
Yeah. And on the cover there was a
bunch of dicks on
the castle was dicks. And then
I had my hands on that cover. We may still have it actually.
you have your hands on that
and then
cover?
also in the dust on Lion King when they're wrestling, when Simba and
lays
Nala
down.
are wrestling, it says sex in the dust.
Spells out
And then
sex.
what's the other one? There's another big
Aladdin.
on Aladdin he says
all good teenagers take off their clothes.
Yep.
Yeah. And also I think Aladdin supposedly whispers to the tiger to take Jasmine's clothes off or something.
That's in that scene.
Something about
because they're
that,
on
yeah.
the balcony. It's like all good teenagers take off their clothes. And I don't know how they did it, but it's definitely there.
Yeah.
There are a few others I can't really remember.
I don't know of any more modern instances of that though.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That was about an orgy. I don't know.
Was that Disney?
I'm just making that up. Yeah, it was Disney.
They probably have people monitoring that now. Just
Yeah,
before
maybe.
the internet, you could have that stuff and it's just no big deal. People are like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Yeah, it's just
But now
folklore.
it would just be immediately all over the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, instantly.
But because there was all kinds of stuff like the original Wizard of Oz, there was a munchkin hanging that killed himself.
I never saw that. So what I did saw,
and that was actually real. That really happened, and they just didn't catch it in the first edit.
okay. So
what'd you saw?
So a munchkin, one of the munchkins, he hung himself, and they didn't realize that one of the scenes he was in the background, and you could see him just like for a split second before they cut to another scene.
Oh, he really hung himself?
Yeah, he
really
killed
hung
himself.
Oh, dang.
So the scene that I saw, it was somebody pointed out like that's it right there, but it was a shadow of an ostrich in the background, like undulating its head or whatever. I'm like, that's an ostrich. So I never saw the scene of the actual dwarf, little person, whatever they're called now.
You could probably find it online. I mean, when they
look it
released the
up.
new versions,
The
they
dark
cut it
web.
out. But
Yeah.
it's out there.
Was it www.onion.tor.com? Is that how you get to the dark web?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But
Carson would know this.
Wasn't
but-
there a Disney thing that just came out not too long ago, and they were talking about because it had a bunch of devil worshiping
What?
scenes and something on it? I don't remember
Really?
what
Not
they
that
were
I
talking
know
about. I
of.
could have swore that was Disney though. I don't remember what it was though.
I liked the recent, was it the Oscars? Or no, it was the Grammys where they had the big devil worshiping song and everybody was up in arms about it.
Which one was it?
I don't know. Who's
It's that gay dude.
Ed Sheeran? Is that his name?
Ed Sheeran.
Sheraton.
Ed Sheeran.
You go on about gay people again.
No, I'm not talking about gay people. I just thought it was hilarious that like he was doing this performance of this song that involved, it wasn't devil
What is
worship.
it about devil worship?
No, it's not at all. But everybody's like, oh my God, the Grammys worshiping Satan, blah, blah, blah. Here we go.
This is the problem is that they have the Grammys and then all the woke people get mad about stuff and then all the crazy conservative people get mad about stuff and I'm just annoyed by everybody. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
everybody
Calm
just shut
down.
up. God.
And here, like, I can't really think of any music growing up. Of course, my parents are always like, that's devil worshiping music. And then Marilyn Manson came around and it was like, I don't think anybody from my past actually worshiped the devil. It was all poking fun at organized religion,
Right.
freedom of speech, whatever.
But you definitely identified with that darker element, which was Marilyn Manson.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But anybody that could see that dude and listen to his music and be like, oh yeah, I'm afraid this guy's gonna corrupt all the youth and take over the world. Like it could take one country boy with a rifle could go in there and take care of that in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Like they did with Dimebag Darrell.
Yeah, but they did it with Harry
soon?
Potter. If you recall,
Yeah.
the angst that Harry Potter caused amongst the
Yeah,
far
the crazy
right.
right wingers were like, this was
Right.
devil worshiping stories.
I remember I was so I read Harry Potter, and we were on a band trip actually, and we were eating with these people, and we were eating at a hibachi place, so it was like community seating, and they were like, they saw my book, and they were like, "What do you think about?" Because I guess they knew I was Christian or whatever, and they're like, "What do you think about that Harry Potter?" And people think that like celebrates the occult, and I was like, "Well." C.S. Lewis said, and then I went on this long rant because C.S. Lewis, I mean, he wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, but he also wrote a lot of books on Christian theology, and he talks a lot about using magic and things like that in your stories, and that it's completely fine as long as you're representing that there's a good and an evil. And I mean, clearly Harry Potter does that. There's a good and there's an evil. There's a Voldemort. He might as well be Satan.
Yeah.
And there's a good Dumbledore. He might as well be like
a god figure.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself. I mean,
Christ figure.
Yes,
sure.
exactly. And I mean, C.S. Lewis talks about that all the time. I'm like, so if you can say that C.S. Lewis is, evil for writing Chronicles of Narnia, then I guess,
Right.
I mean,
But then she came around and got roasted on the left.
Yeah.
yeah,
J.K.
she got roasted by
Rowling.
the left because she's supposedly anti-trans.
Yeah. So that's very, very interesting.
Which first she got roasted by the right.
Yeah. Now the left.
From the magic stuff, but also because she said Dumbledore was gay. So then she got roasted by
Right.
the right for that too. And then when she said one bad thing about, and it wasn't even anti-trans, it was more like not letting trans like 10-year-olds get their wieners
Yeah.
chopped off and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the left just annihilated her for that. So it's, I mean, you can't
So
win.
yeah, she's still eating salad with $100 bills, so she's okay.
Yeah.
She's richer than the queen.
Yeah, she's gonna make it. Was Dumbledore really written in as being gay or just
No, she said that
asexual?
after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
but
if
she
you
said he
watch
was.
Fantastic Beasts,
Yeah, I was saying some of the new ones he
it's
is.
implied.
in the movies,
Yeah.
Right.
but there was nothing in the books to indicate that. But he was like a 300-year-old wizard.
Yeah, by that time you're just asexual. You don't want to screw anything.
right.
Even magic, there was no magic Viagra, I guess.
Yeah, just
very
Alakazam.
valid point. I've not thought to even think that.
when you're 300 years old, your sex drive is done. I'm
Maybe.
assuming.
Unless
I
you're
would
a
love to
wizard.
make it to 300
Unless
years
you're a
old.
wizard.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I think
obviously not.
Viagra is wrong. Once
Maybe-
you're old and it doesn't work anymore, that's God's way of saying you're too old.
Yeah, but we're not old.
Stop it.
Like there's people in their 20s using Viagra.
Yeah. And that may apply to everybody else, but it's not going to apply to me.
Yeah,
Well,
me either. Me either.
Me as a 90-year-old, I will be taking Viagra.
Me
if I
too.
have to. Yes.
Oh, I'll be a hypocrite then for sure.
Yep.
Well, and it's actually good for your circulatory system.
Yeah. Right. Nitrous oxide inhibitor.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a blood pressure medication, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to treat pulmonary hypertension. And so very specifically the pressure between in the vessels that go from the lung to the heart, which,
It's just where we keep our heart as men is a different place than the doctors
That's
thought.
exactly
So that's
right.
what happened.
That's correct.
That's
Yes.
science, guys.
But it's good capitalism too, because they noticed very early on that they could fully capitalize on this
I like how
awesome
enunciated.
side
fully.
effect. Yes.
It makes sense actually, because if it was a life-saving medication, then of course everyone would be up in arms if you tried to make a profit on it. God forbid.
Right.
But if it's just a boner pill, then everyone's
Boom.
like,
It's like,
you
cool.
could charge $12 a pill, and everyone's like, that's fine.
That's what put
Yeah,
That's
Pfizer
fine.
on the
Hey,
map.
if you don't want to pay $12, don't have sex.
It's a chapter in American capitalism. Woo, good one.
Oh boy.
Here, I'll
Oh,
trade you
I
a
need to-
empty bottle.
you need to eat
Topo's got
something.
him.
But yeah, that's what put Pfizer on the map.
Yeah.
And now we hate them.
Is it? I didn't know that.
I mean, we hate them for
Yeah.
good
It's
reasons.
the only pharmaceutical company I could probably say by name, and that's what made them famous. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's what put them on the map.
Good for
sure.
them.
Yeah.
Well, but then, yeah, that's complicated.
Okay, so yeah, we have 20-year-olds using Viagra because we have a porn epidemic and we also have a seed oil epidemic and testosterone plummeting.
So people watch too much porn and then they need
Yeah, I think it's
Viagra?
unrealistic expectations.
And then they go
Yeah.
to not Whataburger, but Burger King, Jack in the Crack,
What?
and get fast food
Yeah.
and access.
Why did
Seed oils.
Why did you exclude Whataburger?
Because it's the healthy burger, remember?
Yeah, but we don't know what they're frying their stuff in.
No, we sure don't.
You know what we do? I know Buffalo Wild Wings fries all their stuff in tallow.
Really?
Yep,
bad
I found
they
that out
suck.
the other day. There's a new app out called
Why do they suck?
What's
Savage?
beef fat.
They won't let you bring a gun in. They're woke.
They won't let you. No, see, now you sound like a crazy right winger. They won't let you bring a gun in because they are a bar.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No,
they serve over 51% alcohol.
No.
That's a state law, bro. So go after Governor Hot Wheels if you want to go after
place should
anybody.
Tell me where I can't.
No, that's the part that they don't. You don't.
They don't.
No, they don't. I'm British all of a sudden. Look what this smoke wagon has done to me, or this smoke house. Boy, we don't carry guns in our establishments. Go after Governor Ohio. It's a state law. But the point is you're carrying concealed, so screw what the fucking sign says.
You see why we call him Fire Bro?
Yeah.
He's all
If you
fired.
don't know, it don't matter.
I thought it was because you saw him naked.
Well, I got pictures. I'll show
I
you
didn't have
afterwards.
the Viagra at that point, so it was a
cold.
very cold June
July.
day. It was a very cold.
Very cold.
Was it
Day
June
in
or
July.
July? I don't know. It's a very
July,
cold.
'cause
It's a very cold summer.
We went out for our birthdays.
July.
July.
Yeah, it was
how
July.
you say it.
It was an outdoor shower.
Have we ever asked you how you say July?
Say July.
July.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
You say
That's not-
Juh?
You said July.
I'll
July?
chalk one up on my
Did
team.
you migrate from
right
California?
there.
July?
July.
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 Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It's the last one
Yeah.
Carson will be on.
Juh.
July.
Hey, I'm still living, Carson.
July.
See, you West Texas boys are too close to California.
That's what it is.
Yep.
They call
How-
him-
all
are
right. So if
calling
you say
South
he
Lake?
says July. Now, how do you say June?
June.
You don't say it Jun?
You don't say June?
No.
That's because there's an E after the N, which means you say a long U. Learn. Have y'all ever heard of
that.
phonics?
Yes. Third grade. Here I come.
But when you say July,
I've had monkey phonics.
July, there's no E after the L.
Yeah, but there's a Y, so it's.
But Y is not always a vowel.
You should-
It
Sometimes
is in
it's
this
not.
case. This is Texas.
you should just
July.
try it, bro. Just try it.
What?
July.
July.
Okay.
You too now?
Let me say it your
July.
way. July. Nope.
July.
July.
It sounds like something Hitler would say.
I know, it's
I was-
racist.
July. See? Jews lie. See? Don't be racist.
God damn. July.
Chance, that's anti-Semitic. Stop saying it.
Well, I'm everything else already, so unapologetically so. But I was born in July, so I get to say it however I want.
So was my daughter and my wife.
Do you say happy birthday? You were born in July?
July.
What
No,
days?
I say it without that.
It's your birthday month. It's July.
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 What's the date?
July 28th.
Okay.
I don't say July 1st and July 28th.
Too close to California from where you're born. Damn it. Damn it.
Seed oils.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there's an app now.
Yeah. I got distracted with July.
Yeah. Do you have the app?
I do. Seed oil. I just opened it now. I lost the name.
Okay.
It's called SOS, Seed Oil Scout. And you can find
It's got a certain ring.
what, start scouting.
Bad for you.
Oh,
Yes.
I got to. Oh, okay. I got to register. But basically, the gist is it finds establishments and restaurants that use seed oils in their products.
That does or does not?
It does, and
Does.
tells you also which ones do not.
Okay.
So
I forget, is it
Okay.
good or bad?
bad
Have seed oil. And why?
Canola oil, because they're trans fats. They're partially hydrogenated oils, which are industrialized, man-made oils.
But I thought
Our
Doc
seed oil is
said
trans
seeds
fats?
are good because if there's seeds in your produce, then that means that
Very, very
you poop
astute.
it out and spread the seed, and that's good for the world.
Yes,
But seed oils.
but seed oil. Yes. So,
So you're saying after they heat it
So-
up to 500 degrees, it does not produce plants when you
no,
poop
it
it out?
sure
If-
doesn't.
if
That's
you
shocking.
okay, so if you consume, the whole point of seed is to stay intact through the digestive system where those are applicable. Okay, so take grape seed, for that matter. You eat grapes, you shat out the seeds. Right? Or animals do.
does that-
We only buy seedless grapes.
Does that? Yeah, that was the S word. I mean,
I said shat.
You said chat.
but that's the same thing.
No, it's not.
No.
No, no. Now I'm implying a past tense to the verb.
Okay, whatever. it's
Right?
You
Shat.
tense of
shat
what?
out the seeds,
Shat.
and therefore
Past tense of what?
Past tense to the verb.
Oh.
Yeah. To yeah.
to poop.
Chances on your side as the other. I mean, savage. I mean,
Shat
fire.
means having shat. That's
Yes,
like having.
you have shat the seed and
Yeah.
restoreth
Okay.
the eartheth.
Yeah. And so if you don't digest a seed, you're not getting, it's just passing through you. Right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So just to respond to Carson, but also he made note that my snuff is unhealthy. So I think we need to have
Everything on this table is unhealthy.
Dr. Lent on
No. I read it.
podcast too.
I read a thing that said that 2 drinks of whiskey is healthy. So I have
Oh.
2, and then I have 2 more, and
Those
that's twice as healthy.
So that's correct.
Those are studies by
Yes.
people that drink whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
obviously.
Are you falling victim
I
to
know.
cronyism?
scientifically speaking, that
You're all-
the peak of health.
Yes.
And if I have 2 more whiskeys, I will be even healthier.
Don't forget to get your booster shot as well.
Is it going to be full of whiskey? I thought Donald Trump said I need to drink bleach, though.
Oh, yeah. Have you heard about Trump? He's going to be, he's self-espousing that he's going to be arrested on Tuesday.
Oh,
That's his new thing is he will be
Okay.
arrested on Tuesday
get-
and for people to protest and
you know what?
take up arms.
You know what? I love hypotheses with short-term conclusions. Okay. So he's hypothesized that he will be arrested on Tuesday, and we're going to find out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
What is his goal?
I don't know. I was just saying.
What did,
that's
did he say? What
But
he's
you
getting
know they'll
arrested
just
for?
wait until Wednesday just to make him look stupid, right?
right? That's a
Even if
two-day
they're going to
study.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
they're-
2-day study.
They're going to subvert him, and if they do arrest him, but I don't know what it's going to be for. It can't be for the Mar-a-Lago documents because they found classified documents in the Biden household.
Oh, but that was different.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different. He's an acting president, and he's civilized. He's also a dumbass.
He didn't remember that they were there.
Are you talking about
Hey,
Trump or Biden?
You shouldn't
Biden.
speak
Oh,
of people with dementia that way. That's wrong.
seriously.
Anti-Demetic.
They won't remember it.
Every day's a new day.
I'm gonna have to go home and take a bath. Thanks
gotta-
to this podcast.
You got to wash some stuff off of you.
Yeah, you nearly said it.
Yeah. So Trump's going to be arrested on Tuesday. I don't know what why,
Yeah.
how, what, or why.
You can say fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I can't keep up with it all.
I can't
I
either.
wish I was better. I feel like a bad U.S. citizen, but he's been out of office so long, and then I don't even know what's going on. And so if they arrest him, I'm like, hell, I don't know. Maybe he deserved it. I don't remember. Did he do something?
He's leading in polls again for re-election or for primary re-election.
Polls.
But they should treasure that
Do you
because he
trust
will never
polls?
win. They should want him to be the front runner because I think he has zero
Who's
chance
they?
of winning.
Yeah, he'll
Y'all
split
are
The
vote
left.
again.
The left.
Yes.
The left should want him to run.
Yeah, I think that may be their tactic. I don't know.
So who is it then? Is it the right arresting him to make sure he doesn't run because they know he won't
That's
win?
the case. Like if we don't arrest this dude,
Okay. But that's a very salient point. That how do you keep up? Like, how do you keep up with this bullshit?
I don't know. It's been hard ever since I got rid of social media.
Yeah.
I never know.
Is
I used
it-
to be all up in the politics, and now anytime someone talks about it, I'm like, I don't know.
So is it worthwhile? Should we just kind of give up on the current political climate because of how absurd it is?
I love that question because I feel like the federal government should have such a small amount of power that we shouldn't care at all who's in office anywhere.
Yeah.
But
It's not the
the
case.
reality is that they have so much power that it matters a great deal who's sitting there because they're all going to try to screw our lives up. But there's certain people that will try to screw it up a little bit less than the others.
the problem
are
is
they-
it's not salt of the earth people, everyday people, common people like us here.
These are narcissists.
These are narcissists. These are degenerate people that they can't contribute in a private society. So politics.
They're
is-
not degenerate. They're power hungry.
but their lifestyle is degenerate,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting question, but that kind of segues into this interesting thing that's happening.
Narcissistic 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
You can't get elected without being a narcissist. But
True.
Apparently not. Evidence shows
Mhm.
you can't be elected without being a raging, narcissist,
Or-
manipulative, or Machiavellian, arguably worse from a personality disorder standpoint.
Or just like a monarchical. Is that a monarchical?
Maniacal.
Like a monarchy, like the Kennedys or the Bushes.
I'm going to have to look that one
If
up.
you're born into that lineage, it's just like, okay, well, you're supposed to be president of the United States.
I don't even know if you can be born into that without having a narcissistic
A
problem,
viewpoint
you
of
know?
yourself. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, because you grow up that way. 'Cause,
Okay,
I mean, the
Yeah.
royal family does, and they don't even have any real power.
No.
Okay, so
They all
this
have
is really interesting that you say that, because this has been observed in England. They hold the royal family up as like the godhead, but then they let the government actually run the country. In the U.S., that's the same person, and that's the president. So the president is both our governor of federally and our godhead.
Yeah.
And that maybe engineers this right versus left dichotomy.
Then you have the House and the Senate. I mean, where does the control really lie?
Right now, I believe, I'd love to hear Carson's
I think
thoughts about this. I think it exists with bureaucrats.
You have to
yeah,
repeat the question. We were talking whiskey. Sorry.
cronyism.
We were trying to decide if Blood Oath number 1 or number 2 is better.
Number
so
2.
I
sorry,
told
we
you to
got
try
distracted.
both.
Yeah, cronyism.
Cronyism.
Oh yeah, that's cronyism is what makes capitalism look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that
You can't get rid of it.
what makes socialism look bad is itself, and that's so people always talk about how capitalism leads to cronyism and socialism, communism leads to lazy people that won't do anything, that sit around and nothing gets done, and bureaucratic systems take over and also don't get anything done. But the result of something that breeds cronyism is a great capitalistic empire that has never been seen before, that produces things that no other country has ever produced before. And the results of socialism and communism so far has been pretty poor. And people will say, no, you're only pointing to the failures. You're not pointing to Scandinavian countries, but those are countries that are
A very
running
small.
business like capitalism
Yeah.
with a lot of socialist type taxation and benefits
And
being
they also
handed
have
out.
a very small land area and population.
And they're also protected by us and England and Canada and Australia and the people that mainly participate in these global wars, which I don't know necessarily how I feel about that, but it is easy to say that there's also a very strong culture of work ethic in the Scandinavian culture.
Right.
And we don't have that here. And I'll be the first one to say, if I didn't have to work, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what if I won the lottery tomorrow, I don't know that I would
Luckily,
be
it's not a
as
choice.
productive as I am now.
Yeah. But you
And
would
so-
probably put that money to work for you.
I probably would. I probably would. But I'm just saying, it's just they do have a culture of work ethic to where even though they don't probably have to work,
Yeah.
and they don't get nearly as far ahead from working hard as we do here, and they don't suffer as much from being lazy as we would here, they just they suffer socially.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
yeah.
so they choose not to do that. And I don't know that we have that culture here.
Yet look at them in this time of the 2023 winter energy crisis. They're going crazy with protest in the Scandinavian countries.
I didn't know that. I saw that France and England were protesting.
France has had a big uprising.
But
too.
the Scandinavian
Holland-
countries are, what are they doing
Holland,
there?
Denmark being a big one. The farmers are losing their shit
Oh,
right
the
now.
farmers have been protesting.
Oh,
no, he said it.
Thank you. I didn't catch that. That's it. Third time it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I don't want
Okay.
any more.
Yep, third time it's done. The farmers
I
are
thought
losing.
Savage said 3 times per person.
Yeah.
But the farmers have been, that's been
scared.
going on since the COVID
hey.
shutdowns.
Oh,
And
yeah.
lockdowns.
I'll
Thanks
make
for
this deal.
stopping
If I say it, I will still drink one because
Okay.
I thought Savage said 3 per person. So
Well, he changed the rules to his liking.
Get him.
Don't you hate yourself?
No, I
so
hate
good.
This stuff.
Yeah, but it's in your body now, so therefore you hate yourself.
It's part of you.
So we got about halfway through that bottle. We're gonna have to either go buy some Malort or just find some more nasty. We got to keep this up.
Okay, if you
No,
got
just get a bullwhip, and next time I say a word, just hit me with that. I'd take that over that.
No, we'll bring the hot shot up here. Where we just
Yeah, is that me? I'll take that any day over that awful.
Now we'll have to
awful
get some
stuff.
like janky vodka or something up
Or
there.
like some Crown Royal peach pie or something.
No, that won't be work.
Oh,
that won't
dude,
be as bad as that.
Yeah.
No, nothing is because even the Malort, like if I have a drink of good whiskey after that, then the Malort's gone. But that
Goes away.
smoky,
Yeah.
I almost said it. I almost said the word. That smoky stuff.
I'll taste it
it's
in my
just awful.
burps all night long.
Yeah, you're gonna poop in the morning. You're about
Yeah. Oh,
some fire in the
Somebody lit my
bathroom.
poop on fire.
fucking smokestack.
Somebody's house is on fire.
Yeah. I don't know what we were talking about, but it felt really
Farmers
important.
losing their.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
the Denmark farmers.
Yeah. So yeah, socialism, at least right now in this very acute situation, is not going well for them.
Are the farms socialized to where they couldn't just the people that own the farms couldn't say no, I'm not giving you the food. It's my food. If you don't want to pay this for it, you can't have it. They can't do that.
No, apparently not. And not that I understand the full reality of the situation, but it's an energy crunch. It's taxes on
Fuel.
fuel.
Yeah.
Well, they're also
But,
relying on the government because, for your question, I mean, if you had let's just say,
Distribution,
you had
right?
40,000 acres worth of corn, let's say, out there, and you tell the one person that you got saying, "Here, we'll give you the money for it." You tell them no. What are you going to do with all that?
The only way you can, if you only have one buyer,
Right.
like they do, which is the government, the only way you can do it is to what they're doing, a protest.
Yep.
Which here, if let's say that all the cattle raisers got together and they protested, I mean, people would have to
Here's
take
the
note.
deal, though.
If they wanted to buy beef, they'd have to do something. They'd
Yeah.
have to pay more. They'd have to do something.
So there are some socialized aspects to United States agriculture. The beef industry is not one of them. The beef industry is not subsidized. The grain industry is
Heavily.
massively subsidized, and therefore you have shitty industrialized products.
Does that
because
count?
of
I think that counts.
Yes,
No,
I think it counts.
if Shat,
I
if
think
Shat
I think-
doesn't
'cause
know.
yeah,
if
but
Shat
you
doesn't
said the
count-
actual word. You just added some extra letters on
think
it.
it
I think
counts.
it counts.
No, it don't
Yeah.
count.
Okay, tiebreaker,
All right,
Carson.
take a vote. Take a
Carson.
vote.
If Shat don't
Tiebreaker.
count,
Even
shitty don't count.
without Carson,
Does it
he's already
count?
outvoted. 2-1.
Carson.
I think it counts.
Carson's got a vote.
Look at him. All of a sudden, he's taking a drink. It's 2-1.
Oh man, I don't know. I can't. It's hard for me to wish that upon anyone.
His vote don't count. He went vegan for 3 days.
I did
3
it
days,
twice.
3 days. Have you did it twice?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not drinking it because the last time he screwed up and said something, that he was like, "No, I'm not drinking. I don't
Savage,
have to."
I knew your decision was
Oh,
gonna
that's
screw
true.
us.
Yeah, so go
I
fuck
remember
your-
that.
go
That's
fuck
because we
yourself.
only said one time that day.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, there was no rules
Yeah,
established.
exactly
Yeah,
right.
but there was one time and you broke it.
Can't be a rule breaker.
When
dude.
you make the rules, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, so you're making the rules. And
Yeah.
I'm breaking your rules.
Shit.
Yeah, come at me,
Yeah,
Obama.
okay.
We'll see how this goes into the future.
Well,
It's got
obviously-
implications because we're breaking our
Yeah.
own rules.
So, anyways, yeah, we have this heavily subsidized crops here too, but not to the extent what's going on with Scandinavia with like a fuel and emission regulation is another thing
Yeah.
that they're combating too.
So what do you think the solution is if you stop? I mean, obviously, I know you're pretty libertarian about this stuff. So if you stop the subsidies and the grain people can't make any money growing grains,
You never
and,
stop.
and so then they have to raise their prices, obviously.
Or
phase out.
a
You
bigger
phase
monster buys
out.
them out.
You what?
A bigger monster buys them out.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, but maybe it's not Elon Musk. Maybe it's China. Maybe it's Bill Gates. That's the problem.
I was about to say that is the problem is, and then he stops production on the grains.
and grows whatever the hell he wants.
he
Maybe
grows
he turns it into
crickets.
acres of crickets or
but
grasshoppers
y'all
or
are-
lab created meats.
Already way, way out there.
No, that's not. That's the reality of it, though. But the United States is also supposed to be monopolistic as well. They're supposed to encourage.
Antitrust.
And that's
They're
not too
supposed
far out there. I think China's buying half of the freaking United States now, aren't they?
I have no
like these
idea. I
huge
can't-
chunks of land.
I don't know if that's rhetoric or if that's a
Yeah.
conspiracy. I don't really know.
It's an element of cronyism as well.
So that's the thing, though, is if you can't make it, somebody bigger buys you out. your analogy of the bigger fish eating the smaller fish.
Yep.
Until you are the shark.
Right. And so that develops the cronyism. But
which I think is the libertarian viewpoint in purism on libertarianism, is that you don't subsidize anything no matter how much there might be a short-term pain, because in the long term it will be taken advantage of, and all the people that own a lot of land in grain producing states will have all this power, and they'll get subsidized, and it will be used incorrectly, and their poor business practices will get subsidized, while the rest of us have to operate our businesses in a profitable way.
The reality of the solution is to not be the mega consumer society that we are. Like, okay, you can make it in farming if you're selling your stuff locally and just getting by. No, you're not going to make millions. No, you're not going to make hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, but enough people do that. Then it'll change a culture.
Then you propagate small farms.
But that's the problem. You can't even make a profit unless you're one of the big guys.
Or so
in farming.
Yeah,
I mean,
I will tell you, with our family farm, there's no profit without subsidies from oil and gas.
Yeah,
that's what keeps this region afloat. Otherwise, it'll just be houses.
As an accountant, I see almost nobody make a profit with small farms. I see giant cattle.
But they have some sort of subsidies or cash flow from.
Or I was saying feedlots. Feedlots. Which is not the kind of beef a lot of people are trying to buy.
Yeah. You don't want to drive through on a Polaris Ranger and go, oh man, these cows look wonderful. This is what you want to drive through a family farm that's rolling hills, green grass, and happy cows. Yeah. But that's not profitable. That's not going to sustain. So I don't really
Speaking
know.
of your rolling hills, I was telling Savage earlier.
Unless you're Heartbrand.
We paid a small fortune to go for the weekend to somewhere that's not even half as good as your space here. So
y'all were out for a little spring break getaway.
Yeah.
Where at?
Yeah, we went to it's like an RV park, but they have some cabins too for people that don't have RVs.
Okay.
They have some nature trails, and I mean, it was fun. The kids had a really good time, and we had a good time. It's just, I was thinking about how much we paid to stay there. Mm-hmm. Let's just say we originally had plans to go to the Gaylord and with just my family, and then we decided to go with my in-laws and do that too. And we paid more to go to this like little cabin.
How many nights?
2 nights.
Okay.
2 nights.
In a cabin that sleeps a family of 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it was like $800.
For the 2 nights or for a night?
I think 2. I can't remember. Yeah, but I remember it was more than we were going to pay to go to the Gaylord. And I was looking out at your land. I was like, this is better than what they have there. Like, I mean, you could, if you wanted to let people come out here, you could.
So that has been been a solution on the table. Is this hill is a perfect western view, unpolluted, because it's flood basin. After that, you can't build. There never will be anything there.
Tiny cabins.
But there's been a proposal of destination places like that, a venue for bigger corporate things, weddings, whatever. And I mean that's the way to build up your bottom line. So how many of those cabins, if you're thinking 400 a night for a family of 5, how many of those cabins do you think there were?
They have about 40 to 50, but then they have RV parking spots. They have another 150.
So
but those spots are cheap. Those spots, you can get an RV parking spot for like $50 per night.
Okay.
But if you want a cabin, and we got the last one.
Yeah.
So we probably paid a lot more than other people.
This will be gross, but this is just cabins. This is foregoing, any of the infrastructure you'd have to put in with septic, electric, whatever, building. If you have the cash to do that up front, okay, 16,000 is basically 400 times the 40 on the low end. And then let's multiply that if they were booked 365 days a year, which they might be in the state because they're not ideally, but if they were, that's $5,840,000 a year.
So if they're booked half the days, then yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
To hell with my cows. Cows for cabins.
This is my fear for agriculture though. Moving forward is what can you do with all that land if you if you got creative, what could you do that's going to make you a lot more money than actually making food for people? But we need food for people, so what's going to
but
happen?
You just said it. The good thing about this land is you could still do all that and still have all that flood basin.
Yeah, I
for
can't build
cows.
anything down
That's
there.
The only thing it's good for is to run
People
cattle.
might pay extra because there's cows.
You dang right they do.
people that are from the city, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, they got all these cows." Like that would be a selling point.
Dude,
so
we could
do
have
both.
a vegan month. And
No, we
put,
can't.
No, we can put
No.
diapers on all
You're
the cows.
fired.
We can put diapers on
you're
all the
fired.
cows. No,
You're
they'll pay
fired.
more for that.
You're fired.
Tell them the month you're here.
They'll pay more for that.
If we sell out the whole month and all cabins are booked, we will not slaughter any cows.
We won't
for
take
this
any
month.
cows to the
We'll call it
market.
the vegan month.
Yes.
Dude.
You'd make so much money, and then as soon as they all go home, then just slaughter 10 of them.
And then we video them just going to the market.
I love that the old South Park where all the turkeys get moved into the and all the turkeys are watching the movie on the screen. The saw comes out and slices their heads off. God, South Park was good. I might be getting a little intoxicated.
Oh, whatever. It's all those drags off the smokehouse. Oh, wait. You didn't do the last
He didn't
one.
do the last one.
No, I took the Savage Bro route and said, "Fuck your rules. I don't have to abide by them. I'm American."
That was a bitch move, Savage.
That
yeah, it really
bitch.
was.
You
It
better
was very
than that.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I think you should drink a Malort right now. Just
we don't
to
have no
make
more.
it up. Well, then have a smoke.
No.
Yeah, have a smoke.
No, I vote to not.
You know what we need?
That was a
right
pretty
now?
I vote
shit
he
move,
does.
man.
Oh, we're voting. He said we're voting.
was a shit
I vote he
move.
does.
Oh, I vote he does too. Then
Well, obviously voting don't work, so come at me, bro.
I never. No, the vote was never tallied because we had an absentee.
And it doesn't matter because it's passed, so I don't count today.
too late.
anyway. It's too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
I can't wait to be the dad like Savage. We went on a road trip with him last year, and his philosophy is if you're on the road and you pass a restaurant, and if you're past it by 5 inches, it's too late to turn around and go back to it.
Yep.
Too late.
I agree.
Pick somewhere else.
So we're like driving, and like, oh hey, there's this restaurant here. Pass it. Nope, it's too late. Keep going.
We're making too good a time. That's what we used to say when we were kids. We're making too good
Good
a time.
time.
Yep.
Yep. I remember my dad saying that over and over.
Well,
Yeah,
and,
but-
we were in the Dodge, so it would have took 4 city blocks to turn that thing around. So
And about
it's definitely
12 gallons of fuel.
It's too late.
That's gone, by the way. So we'll have to talk to you about next year's taxes and vehicle deductions.
Yeah. Okay, so we've just proven Savage's theory on the degradation of society because we've seen it transpire over this episode because I've said shit twice in the last like 5 minutes. And
Well, obviously we're done with that. Let's move on.
So yesterday,
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Sing it.
what you have on here, the ARC.
Yeah. Have you not heard about this?
No.
Okay, first let me ask Carson, have you heard about the Twitter files?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. That's progress. That's progress. Okay. Because last time I asked it,
I was on Twitter until like the first, I don't know, 7 or 8 Twitter Files episode. I was still on there regularly, like every day. So I read all those, but I don't know how many. If they're up to like 12 now, I've missed the
they're
last
like
5.
50 something.
Oh, I've missed a lot of them.
Yeah, but that's okay. Just the fact that you've heard about it tells me we're making progress as a society because last time I asked that, nobody had heard about it.
What's
Well,
that dude's
yeah, I
name?
would-
Steve something? Abby or whatever.
Well, they have different.
Schellenberger,
They have
No.
different.
The other
people.
Taibbi.
Have you seen
Matt
him,
Taibbi.
him in front of Congress or whoever this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going
yeah.
nuts on him, dude.
And,
Why?
well,
I really don't know.
well,
He'd be more
it was
good, but-
the Democratic Congresswoman.
they were calling
that
him
was
like what'd they call him?
trying to
Not a real
ob-
journalism or
obstruct
journalist.
his presentation
Yeah.
to Congress.
It was
Yeah, it was nuts. But check out Schellenberger as well. It's that presentation is great. But okay, so having determined that we're making progress,
Just saying, he's like a lefty.
Yeah.
But he's still saying all this, and so now the left hates him, but because they're not allowed to go against the party line.
He's
but,
been red pilled.
but he's pretty blue, and yet he's saying
Yeah.
all this stuff because it's true because he's a real journalist, and this is what happened.
yep, that's exactly what happened. And it's
I hate
it's
that
very
good-
revealing.
The good people get
right now.
categorized into left or right. Like you really don't have to be. You
Yeah.
No, neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the Twitter files are, look it up, study this because it's incredibly revealing on how the government actually controls narrative. They control how we think about things. Essentially, it's a psyop upon the American public, and it's a travesty.
Okay, so
I'm tempted to think that Elon Musk never thought he would make his money back on Twitter, and he bought it so that he could do the Twitter files because
I think so.
He's a brilliant businessman, and I don't know if he'll ever make money on this or not, but he has some more money than he'll ever be able to use or enjoy.
Right.
And he bought this company. He dug into the files and he found out there's so much heinous shit going on. Said it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're past it. We're good.
Yeah. You don't have to smoke it.
And so I feel like he might have never cared whether he made a profit on it or not.
Right.
He just wanted to dig into this and see what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that leads me to the next.
I think there's got to be a long-term projection too. Like, I don't know. Do you think he expected the demonization that he was going to receive for?
Yes.
You think he?
I think he
Yes.
fully did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he did. And I think he already has a brain interface with his what's it called, Neuralink.
Neuralink.
I think he already has one. He already said. I mean, early in the very early days of the company, he said that when he would be one of the first ones to get it, and that he would not tell anybody when he got it.
Oh,
So
that wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe.
that's been documented.
Yeah.
And
Elon Musk
the
is
way
AI.
that he is keeping up with so many different things, it seems impossible. So I mean, I have a strong suspicion that he might have already done that. But now I'm starting to sound like Alex Jones.
I know.
So I get my
Carson
tinfoil
is
hat,
too
but-
a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, but that's
just-
not too sweeping though. Like there, you might be a little focused. That's Elon Musk, and yeah, if he's gonna back his technology, what better way to do it?
Yeah, I mean, and, okay, he was already a genius before, so maybe he can just do more than the rest of us. But I mean, he's at meetings at 6 a.m. in the morning, and then he's on Twitter posting things at like 2 in the morning, and so he's getting like 3 and 4 hours of sleep a night, but he's still functioning at a level that I
know
cannot
how
possibly understand.
Yeah,
Right.
I know how that goes right now. I need a Neuralink because I've got a newborn,
Yes.
and I'm like, yeah, the 2 to 6 a.m. thing.
But when that
okay.
happens to me, I feel it, and I can't produce like he does.
No,
you know, like
there's
it's just
obviously
crazy.
the biological brain fog,
Yeah.
the unavoidable.
Do you feel like you're
Mere normals.
slower?
Yes, yeah.
Me
I
too.
think I slept today until 12:30. I was up with baby from 10 p.m. last night to 5:30 this morning.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I
Wouldn't
mean,
sleep?
you know it's bad when you stop referring to her by her name. She's just baby.
Baby, I was up with the baby.
Yeah.
She has a couple of good nights where she sleeps and relaxes, and then she'll have a couple of nights where it's like once you peel her off your chest and try to lay her flat. No way, Jose.
Do you think she has reflux?
I think maybe that's part of. I think she's colicky right now. She's in
Yeah.
that colicky phase, the age.
So we had that bad, and I thought the first year of my son's life, I thought that he would be just like, I don't know. I thought there was something wrong with him
Yeah,
because he cried all the time.
yeah.
But he had that, and then they had discontinued Ranitidine for babies. My daughter was on it for her
You're
reflux.
close. Ranitidine. That's
Yeah.
close enough.
Ranitidine. Okay, it's the one that's in Zantac, right?
Yep.
Okay,
And they were all
that one.
breastfed,
It's
right?
Zantac is the heartburn medicine, but it's so she tried with all of them
Okay.
and pumped and had freezers full of milk and did all that, and then it was heartbreaking actually because she worked really hard at it and she changed her diet. She
That's
did
right. You told me
so many
before.
different
Yep.
things to try to make it work, and the kids were not. They were sensitive to something in the breast milk. And
Is that what caused the
she cut out
reflux?
soy and dairy and gluten and everything.
Yeah.
No, it's not what caused the reflux, but we ended up switching to goat milk formula.
Mm-hmm.
We had to order it from Europe, and it was crazy expensive, but it worked like crazy. So
Did you hear us talking about formula in the last episode?
Yeah.
Of the shit that's in formula?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
disgusting.
yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
You'll have to let me know what kind of formula that you got from your.
It's the brand name is Cabrita.
Okay.
Now they're gonna say it's a toddler like powdered
12
milk
months
because they're
and
not allowed
older.
to call it a formula.
Yeah.
For certain reasons, but we used it like a formula, and it's the only thing that was feasible. We tried everything. We tried the like there's a special like allergy one that has all the allergy things taken out.
Yeah.
And we tried all the regular ones. I mean, we tried so many different things and it didn't work out for us. We used that and the kids flourished.
Huh.
So we
Okay.
kept using it. And then whenever they got a little bit older, we started buying local goat milk from her relatives, the Buckners.
Yeah.
And it was they're from around here, and it was delicious. Yeah, shout out to the Buckners.
And no more reflux.
Nope, it worked great. Now, if you've ever tried goat milk, God, the kids loved it. They drank it. We'd warm it up and give it to them, or give it to them cold sometimes, and they drink that too. And because they couldn't handle cow's milk, they all drink it now fine. But when they were younger, they couldn't handle it, and they loved it. And it tastes terrible. I don't know why. I mean,
I've had goat milk before.
Like, if you've had goat cheese, imagine it liquefied and really cold, and that's exactly what goat milk tastes like. It's awful.
Not flattering at all.
But the kids loved it, and it kind of saved them. So I'm a big fan of it.
Okay.
And, you know, it's funny because my wife's dad was like, he couldn't have breast milk, he couldn't have formula, and there was very limited formulas back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so they bought a goat, and they started milking it. They gave him goat's milk. He was completely fine. I don't know what it is. There's something in the genes, though.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very strange because it has the same, if you look it up, it has the same proteins
Molecular
that milk
structures,
has,
human milk.
that has a whey and casein, just like cow's milk.
Yeah.
And it has lactose, just like cow's milk.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell is
But
going
it circles
on.
back. It circles back to what we opened the podcast with is we can't reduce nutrition down to a few macronutrients.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or even micronutrients.
Yeah, or micro. It's true.
Interesting. Yeah, Cora's right in the middle of, I think, the colicky stage. She feeds great on the tit. It's still every literally freaking 2 hours. She's has a couple of times where she can she'll go 3 to 4 hours, but it's been the clustered 2 hours.
Yeah.
She has a couple of times where she's up or spit up, but nothing major. She's also got the infant acne. She's right in the middle of the infant acne stage.
That goes away.
But yeah, it goes away. It just looks horrible for now. But
How old is she now?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Have you, so we did a sleep thing it's called Baby Wise, and we did it with all 3 kids. The middle one, we had to force it to work. The other 2, they just naturally took to it.
Okay.
And it's like a sleep schedule, and it changes based on their age, and there's like a 1 or 2 day like sucky period when you switch time schedules, but it's not baby led weaning, it's parent led weaning. I mean, which is, I know, kind of not popular to some people, but it was life changing. All 3 of my kids were on a schedule, and it made our life so much easier. And
even at a young age, like 5 weeks.
Yeah. You start it right when they're born, and so you feed them every 3 hours.
Okay.
It's on a very specific schedule.
Whether they're crying and wailing, I mean,
if they're not hungry, you try to feed them anyway. If they're hungry, you make them wait until the time. Unless if they're awful and won't. I mean,
that's been the boundary. Is like most of the time I can like stash her away in the nursery and kind of block out the crying and wailing. The mom can't.
Yeah, that was hard. Yeah. So when you get time, when it comes time to do, and Baby Wise has this in there, when it comes time to make it through the night.
Yeah.
So I was in charge of that because Taryn was too
sensitive,
too sweethearted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of nature's direction.
We were lucky that my parents built a little like 1-bedroom thing on our land over there. And so Taryn went over there and slept there, literally. And so I did the thing.
Wow.
So the first night I would do 5 minutes of crying, and then I would go in there and soothe her. And then I would make her wait 15 minutes. And then I would make her wait an hour. And then I ignored her completely until it was time. And so by this point, she was supposed to be making it 6 hours through the night.
Yeah.
And we would just ignore them. And all 3 kids, I had to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
that's tough.
I'm just meaner. So I would just lay there. I would listen to it. But the thing is, the book says, it says that you aren't doing this for you. Like you feel like guilty. You feel like I'm doing this for me. I'm torturing my kid for no reason. You're doing it for them. You're giving them the gift of nighttime sleep. And when you do that, all my kids sleep 12 hours every night. Still to this day, my 7-year-old,
what a dream.
My 7-year-old sleeps like 11 to 12 hours every night. And it's amazing.
So I've kind of picked up that on my own, but not to that extent. But I've noticed if I let her scream and wail for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, once I do finally go pick her up and soothe her, when she's soothed, she falls right back asleep and she sleeps good. But it is tough when the first stage where they're kind of fussy and crying, and then when they step it up, when they get into the point where they have like that rattle, the rattle, and then they like exhale, they almost exhale everything out when they're crying, and they stop
It's
breathing,
all
and
just
then they're
angst.
like,
It's like pure angst.
Yeah.
That's hard to ignore.
Right.
Yeah.
That's hard to ignore because it's like, oh my God, the little fucker's gonna die if I don't get to that.
No, but you have to. And we did have the advantage of, I heard y'all on one of the podcasts talking about devices and stuff, and we used the sock.
Yeah.
We've used the little motion sensor that goes under the mattress.
Yeah.
The sock, is that when they scream too much, you just put it in their mouth?
No. It's the
that is not condoned by the Whiskey Bros.
it's the Bluetooth sock that they wear. That has their oxygen levels, and it will beep at you when something goes wrong. We've used a lot of different ones. I know some of the monitors, they say, can cause more stress to the mom than it's worth. But the thing is, like, that's naive to say, I feel like, because for some moms, because my wife was going to be stressed no matter what, and having it made her feel a lot less stressed. And yes, there was times that we had the one that clips on the diaper first. That was the very first one we ever had, and it went off a few times, and it sucked. And it went off false. It was a false alarm.
Yeah.
But it's better than not getting an alarm when you need it.
Right.
And then we also had some false alarms with the one that goes under the mattress, because you put it in the middle and they crawl right up on the corner, and they hold so still that it thinks they're not breathing, but they are. And so, I mean, I've sprinted up the stairs a few times to be like, what's going on? And there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
The sock one is great, except for if it slips off, of course, then it's like, oh, your baby's dying. And then but honestly, my wife was going to think the baby was dying unless there was something going on. So we might as well just have a few false alarms and have that backup. So it worked for us.
It's a good alternate viewpoint. And I guess you are combining it with another technology, which is the baby cam.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that maybe takes it's like alarm goes off, you look at the camera.
Yeah, and either there but they're so still, like the mattress one, they're so still that you do run in there, and I mean it sucks, but the other times it makes up for it, because the other times we're sleeping so soundly that I know that if she's not breathing, that thing would go off in about 15 seconds. That's
a nice reassuring aspect of having those is, when she does sleep, when it's like 3 hours or 2 hours into her sleeping, she's sleeping very soundly and very, very still. So I'm like, hey, are you alive? What is you're not?
Yeah.
So that's
it knows
weird,
she's breathing,
because we didn't have any device. The only thing we had was the camera, but it was, I don't know what kind of, I can't even tell you now, but like you could always hear the kid breathing.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, that's another problem, is we have used the sound machines from day one.
Oh, so they're in the background.
So we can't hear anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, not only then, and then we had the baby in the room we didn't know the rock and play, which it turned out that's really bad to let your kid sleep in that all the time. But we didn't know. Oh, that was before that was a thing.
Well, we utilize, even though I've read it's bad, sometimes still it's like, okay, she's content in this. It's a little bounce, a little.
If she naps in there, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. But I don't think they want you, when she starts sleeping like 6 and then 9 and then 12 hours through the night. I don't think they want her in that all night,
because her head
she can
fall. Yeah.
But when we had her in that, we had the diaper clip like Sid's monitor on her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she was pretty safe, and it went off a few times, but she was fine.
But Cora's already at 3 weeks. She was already like pushing herself up. We did tummy time at 3 weeks. She would push her head up, look around. She rolled over already at 3 weeks old off of her stomach. So I'm thinking like surely she can pull her head up enough if she.
You're probably okay.
Yeah, but still.
I mean,
by the last kid we had, we had a breathable mattress and breathable sheets, so we really felt like. I mean, we didn't have the third kid. We didn't have any of the monitors, but we had like, even if she ended up face down where she couldn't roll over, buried in the thing, we had she should have been able to breathe.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, just got a message from Dusty that they just had their second boy.
Oh wow, that's great.
Congrats, Dusty.
Yep. Yeah. Stormy Baker, born 6:09 p.m. All right.
Congrats on your new tax credit.
Your new dependent.
I talked to him the other day about taxes. So.
Yeah, another boy into the fray. Thankfully, you have 2 girls and 1 boy, right?
I do. Okay. Yes. Yes, all little badasses. We had an event happen over this was my niece, not one of my daughters, but it was pretty funny. We had an event, the first fight out of the kids are.
Really?
So we're at this thing, and it's the RV park, and there's the cabins, and they have this giant. It's like the Blob. You remember from that movie, but it's not on the water. It's just it's like a giant trampoline. It's probably nearly 100 yards long.
Okay, I'm thinking of the movie The Blob. No, the actual bouncy thing.
Yeah, bouncing.
100 yards.
The kids play on it, and so they're all playing on it.
Sounds awesome.
And this boy comes up and he slaps my niece, and she like goes over and gets upset for a second, and then she just goes and like form tackles the dude off the pillow.
Some random boy?
Yeah, some random. We didn't know him. He wasn't from our group, and oh man, it was funny. And
That's gotta make
everyone's
you
telling
proud.
the story. Oh yeah. I was excited, but I wasn't surprised either. She was. So I coached her in basketball, and she's fierce.
Yeah.
God, she there was a girl that was damn near as big as me that was on the other team, and she was the only girl that could cover her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we tried everyone else. Like my daughter's good at basketball, but she's not like mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then my little niece, she would cover that girl, and she would make her, and she would cover her so hard she'd be driving her back, but only by inches because the other girl was way bigger. But Addie would just be pushing her back, trying to like guard her with her hands up straight. And the rules are they're in kindergarten, first grade.
Yeah.
So it's like rules hands straight up. So she's like pushing her back, but she's only pushing her like centimeters at a time. It's pretty funny to watch. She's fierce for sure.
That's freaking awesome. I'm going to be afraid. My wife and her ferociousness will evidently translate into my daughter, and I'm
Maybe.
gonna be afraid of my own
good.
daughter by
Maybe,
the time
maybe
she's
not.
18.
That's better than having them come home crying all the time.
Yeah, no
Someone
kidding.
hurt their
Like,
feelings.
Dad, a boy hurt my feelings today, and I shot him. Like, okay, all right, good for you. Well done.
I can't. I don't know what I'm going to do whenever. God, there's 3 cousins that are all the same age, and whenever the first day they come home, and they all like the same boy or something, I'm just going to leave town. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Your mom can handle this one.
Because y'all know we all
Talk
live
to
on
your
a
mom.
we live on a compound.
Yeah, you have your family
We all
compound.
live like our land touches each other, so it's
Yeah.
They are
But-
close with their cousins.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
very
like
much.
the ratio to boys to girls when they all of ours start really coming of age is pretty fair game for boys, I think. Because everybody around us it's all girls.
It is. It's all girls.
yeah.
Yeah. My son, he's in good shape. He's a little blonde hair, blue eyed boy. I don't know.
He's not going to have any.
I've been
trouble.
looking at my brother-in-law side-eyed.
He's got your
I don't. Neither me or my wife have blonde hair and blue eyes, but I don't know where he came from. But he's going to be a handsome little boy, and he's going to be causing trouble, I'm afraid.
Good. Well, anybody else got any other topics? I'm getting hungry.
We probably need to mention the museum.
Oh,
sucks,
yeah.
but-
Yeah, I heard that the
Mike.
I
the
know,
old
dude.
Decatur Baptist College burned down.
Yep, it burned down.
It's
now
freaking.
Wise
The
County-
loss is I don't know how long y'all ever been in that
Right.
place, but the loss is,
Immense.
oh my God. I don't even know the words for
Do
how
we
much.
know a cause or?
I don't think
Not
they've
yet.
released it yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to
There-
go with electrical.
That's what I'm thinking is
That's it.
electrical.
Yeah,
Old
it's so
buildings,
old,
man.
yeah. But
There's no way you're in Decatur and you don't know about this, but just in case.
I don't know. I talked to people that never went there.
Really,
Yeah.
the museum with all of Decatur's history
No, not in Decatur.
Wise
it was
County.
Wise County.
Wise County.
And
Yeah.
even more than that.
The Lost
went up into
Battalion.
flames.
Yeah. 100% total loss.
So my wife's grandmother, she's in her 80s. She went there when it was Decatur Baptist College.
yeah.
She went to college there.
My grandfather was a dean there when it was Decatur Baptist College, and he wrote a book when it became Dallas Baptist College because he was not a fan of that transition.
Oh wow!
So there's a book by my grandfather, Tom Geddes, about the Decatur Baptist College.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a big local tragedy, like
Yeah.
big.
Huge. That thing was a monolith up there.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
a triangulation of Decatur from architecture. It's the old college, what was the museum, the courthouse, and then the Wagner Mansion.
Wagner, yeah.
So
Yep.
you knew your coordination based on those 3 monoliths, and
Yeah.
man,
That's
that thing
crazy.
is it's a goner.
Oh, yeah. There's not, well, I mean, geez, everything in it was 100 years old. So paper
but
and wood.
even the old stone walls barely
Barely
withstood
made
it.
it.
I was about to say, wasn't some of it stone? So how did that
Yeah.
burn?
Oh, it
I
gets
think-
hot enough. It
I
just
think-
crumbles.
Well, that and the wooden
Yeah.
structure keeping it at bay.
Yep.
It just kind of folded in once.
Have
that
you
wood
watched
was
the
gone.
videos of the flashover?
No, I have not.
Oh, my God. Like, that fire was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nuts. But
Yeah, I would surmise it's electrical. It always is.
Yeah,
in those ancient
especially like
buildings.
that, yeah.
And I've heard hearsay about that elevator has been an issue for a while.
I don't even know if that thing was still operational.
That's
I'm not gonna
what
lie,
I'm
but-
thinking. It was condemned, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
Okay.
condemned based on electrical connections
knows?
being faulty or if it was just ancient. So they're like, no people in this.
It sucks. The fire department's literally in their backyard. It's
Yeah.
just-
it had to be the world's best response time.
yeah, it had to be.
Okay, so maybe there's hope that the population of Wise County or the disseminated population of Wise County, the people who are family that were in Wise County back in the day have elements of this history.
I'm
that
sure.
they can.
Well, some of the problem is so Mom literally 2 weeks ago took a book up there
Oh boy.
about
Yeah.
history of stuff. So a lot of that stuff was from people that took it up there.
Yeah,
So
but
you have
but
tangible loss.
but there, yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
but there are people out there with tangible elements that
Still,
they can
yeah, absolutely.
donate and they
Start-
can reform this this presentation of Wise County history.
Yeah, I think
at
they
another
probably
place.
will, but you're not going to get nowhere near the amount of
but
stuff.
the
that
building itself was a sense of
Yes.
a personality too.
it was the
Well,
world's
absolutely.
oldest junior college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were also, I think, in the process of digitizing a lot of the stuff
Yes.
there.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I think they were keeping those digital
In the cloud,
files.
hopefully.
I don't know if it was in the cloud or not, but I think they were the digital files that
Yeah.
were like on hard drives or whatever were in that building.
Well, okay, so is there a silver lining in all this? I know it's hard to imagine 2 days after the
I'm going to go,
horrible
no,
incident, but is there?
I don't think so.
Okay, does it serve to maybe? I don't know.
Well,
But
it
does
would-
it serve to maybe bring? Sorry, I
It
just
draws
cut you
more.
off.
It draws more interest into Wise County history from people that otherwise
Yeah.
didn't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
the amount
know-
of stuff that the building itself is lost is
Okay,
Yeah,
how many
you're just
people
not
in
gonna
our
replace it.
age group are going to maybe ask their living relatives
Probably a lot.
if they have any relics?
Probably a lot.
Right?
Shit, I'm not. I mean, it's a huge loss for them, but I don't want no more crap. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you
no,
don't.
but
You
I
get
mean
rid of
to
some
donate. But
Oh yeah.
crap.
yeah, to see if the presentation of the history of Wise County can be revived.
Yeah.
And the history of Wise County doesn't exist in the items that was in the museum. That's just the presentation. It exists in the people themselves. And
Mhm.
and so maybe a recognition of that fact, would be well warranted as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do. See if DBU or whoever
you.
comes along and says, "Man, we're going to rebuild something," and it obviously ain't going to be anything what it was. But
Yeah, I think no, DBU's not. They've
I think-
cut ties with it.
no, because they still do. Just
Well, I saw they made a post about it,
I know, but
but
like,
they have no financial gain.
oh
and-
yeah, maybe not. But I think they still did something because they literally would bus school people from.
Would they really?
Oh yeah,
Huh.
like I've seen like charter buses, like 4 or 5 DBU buses
Right.
come down. Just
So
to-
wait, when
Now, I don't know what they're doing,
Baptist College became Dallas Baptist College, and
Mhm.
then that was eventually part of DBU.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they were at Decatur before they were Dallas.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a
One
lot of people
thing's-
that went there for their music program
Mhm.
and stuff. Yeah.
One thing's for sure, it's hit us hard in Wise County. It'll cause a lot of people to think about the essential elements of
Mm-hmm.
of our own history.
At least for tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Probably won't think of it too much.
Maybe in the new facility they can have a historical account of the proper pronunciation of July. Wise County and say July.
Do you really say it like that? Do you really stop and like
Yes,
say
he does.
July every time?
No, it just comes naturally.
How do you ever get anything
July.
done? It takes so long to say it that way.
Yeah, it's just like saying June.
No, it's not. It takes so long.
If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of slow, bro.
Yeah, let's have a English professor on. We can ask him or her.
I wonder how the British people
Let's
say
just ask
July.
Siri. Hey Siri, how do you say July?
She's a vegan, though.
Oh, you haven't even set Siri up.
Hey, but did you notice his phone's calming too? Put your phone to the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, maybe it was yours.
Yeah.
Probably behind.
Hey Siri. It's when you talk to her. It's
Well, he's
when she
not.
tries
He
to
wasn't.
connect
His will
to
do
her.
it no matter what.
July. Well, Siri understood me. Bunch of fascists.
What do you have against
Oh,
fascists, man?
man. Look at that. We're moving right along because the Wi-Fi is so good in here. I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Hey, real quick
Boom,
though.
boom.
Guess what?
What?
You're pregnant
Yes, but besides that,
with a baby elephant.
went to Texas's largest sporting goods store. 0 goddamn boxes
of Grindle.
of Grindle.
What is going on?
They had 5 million boxes of Creedmoor.
Yeah.
I mean, Creedmoor for a mile long. Not a one Grindle. Not a one. Everything else you can think of. They had shit on the. See, I just said it. They had shit on the shelf I never even heard of. It was some like just random numbers. I'm like, I've never even heard of this gun. Not a one. What is up with the Grindle?
Yeah, it's a specialized round.
Why is it just this one?
Well,
They had 6.8s. They had the 2.224 Valkyries. Everything.
because you should be shooting Creedmoor. Face it.
No, I should not.
Listen.
Yeah.
I've killed more
July.
pigs than you.
July,
July. Did you hear that?
July,
July. She even says it right.
July.
July.
See, that's the United
I think
States.
he's saying it like me.
That's more Californian.
Yeah.
This is
July.
British. July.
July.
Okay, so you'd rather be a Brit
Then a Californian. Yes, I would. Good night, everybody.
Yep, that's pretty much.
Yes. I'd rather be a filthy, limey Brit
than
than a
California.
Californian.
A bad Californian. There's
Yeah,
good ones.
There's good ones. One
Like
out,
Miguel.
one out of every 10.
Miguel, he's
so.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do like Miguel.
All right.
On that note,
Yep.
adios.
That's it.
I think so.
That's the quietest way we've ever wrapped one up.
I know.
I know, right?
Carson's broken heart.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Well, thanks for listening again to the show, and like, share, subscribe. Thanks to all of our 5 listeners. So 6. We have 6 now. Yeah. We'll see you on the next one. Good night.
Adios.
You've been listening to the Whiskey Bros Around the Table. Gracias por convivir con los hermanos Whiskey.